Well, this isn't exactly the video that I thought I'd be making today, but you know what they say, strike while the iron's hot. So, what's going on, ladies and gents, boys and girls, guardians of all ages? Joker back again, once again, and today I thought I'd be working on my skill-based matchmaking video, or my video on the narrative parallels between the Destiny universe creation myth and Paradise Lost. Or talking about all that sweet future Destiny 2 news. But no, today people, we're talking about Umbral engram farming because of course we are. So for those of you who do not know, in Season of the Arrivals, Bungie introduced yet another obelisk, bunker, path, system, grind, upgrade thing. This works together with the ramshackle cryptarch, the Umbral decoder, to provide the season's upgrade and reward loop. With the Prismatic Recaster, you can take your Umbral engrams and focus them. This allows you to say get only armor, or get only weapons, or get only weapons from this season, or get only Gambit weapons, or get weapons from old Season Pass content. Think sort of the way that faction rewards worked back in Destiny 1, and you'd be in the right ballpark. What people found out was not only will focusing engrams level up the engram from what it was dropped at, but when you decrypt the engram, it has a good chance of decrypting at a higher level than what it says on the box. Sometimes significantly so. So like with the loot caves of old, the Destiny community went about trying to figure out the most efficient way to farm these sweet, precious Umbral engrams for that sweet, precious loot. Or light levels in my case. And like with war games, people realized the only way to truly win at Destiny was to not play at all. There's a metaphor there somewhere. For you see, Umbral engrams have a chance of dropping when you complete an activity. Strikes, PvP, the new Gambit public event. They also drop upon Forged completion. Dun dun dun! That's right, ladies and gents, boys and girls, guardians of all ages, our favorite pastime of lowering your level sub 750 power, loading into the Forges, and then setting and forgetting is back and better than ever. Now, for those of you already utilizing this farming method, you're probably doing it wrong, or at least not getting the most out of it that you can. Certainly, not if you're doing it the way that other guides have been telling you to do. The farming of the engrams themselves is pretty self-explanatory. Yet, in every guide I've seen, when the commentator goes to the Prismatic Recaster, they instantly turn in everything they have. Then they go and decrypt everything and start all over again. This is categorically a waste of your time, and you are not getting the most bang for your buck. So if you didn't know, basically the way the Prismatic Recaster works is when you trade your Umbral engram in for a focused engram, the game is re-rolling you a new engram. This is why, for example, you can click on a 1011 light level Umbral engram, and suddenly, as if through magic, it changes to a light level 1012 or 1013 focused engram. Then when you take them over to the Umbral decryptor, you have a chance of, for whatever reason, I think it's supposed to be one of the perks are glitched, but I don't know that for sure, you have a chance of getting an engram that is significantly higher than the engram you used. So the strategy isn't to, like you've undoubtedly seen in many farming videos, run up to the Prismatic Recaster and blow your load in one go. What you want to do is pay very close attention to what you need to level up, and do it one engram at a time. So instead of cashing all your engrams in at once, and likely only getting what's on the box in terms of power level, what you want to do is look at what you need, and focus the engram to that, then decrypt it. Then rinse and repeat as necessary. As you do this, you'll notice the value that you can turn engrams in at will also steadily increase as your light level increases. So, like I said, instead of blowing your load all at once and getting a bunch of on-level gear, with this method, you're not wasting much time. And you're always moving towards raising the base engram level at which you can turn engrams in at. Sure, does it take a bit longer to check your inventory, see what you need, then focus an engram and decrypt one engram at a time? Absolutely. And yeah, sometimes you're just going to get on-level stuff, but when your light level does spike, now you're turning in engrams at a higher level. And with the explanation of the best way to do this out of the way, we come to the moral outrage section of the video. People have a problem with you doing this. There's a lot of,
"But Joker, AFK farming is bad. You'll just complain later that you have no content to play."
Now, while I absolutely positively love the story mode so far, and I've seen audio leaks that paint a very interesting picture of things to come, the real content of the DLC for right now is the dungeon, which requires the average player to be around 1040 light level to do it. The other piece of content is the Gambit public event, Gambit Perfected. And unless you're trying to do the heroic version, you don't really need to be at a super high light level. So either A, people can already play the content, or B, they need to level up to play the dungeon. And currently, the only effective way that doesn't include farming to level up is the 3-character grind of all pinnacle rewards. So basically, spend hours upon hours upon hours upon hours grinding the exact same content that we've been playing for years, just so we can play one piece of new content. And the reality of the situation is, people just want to play the new content. People don't want to grind shit that they've already been grinding for years just so they can play the new stuff. And the only good way for non-hardcore people that don't make Destiny 2 their job and run 3 characters and do all of that nonsense is to get up to speed by passively farming forges, while they're off doing other things like working or sleeping. Because, let's be real, let's be honest, let's be real honest, the light level increases in all the Season Pass content has been nothing but arbitrary. It's just there to pad out the DLC. If Destiny 2 was doing this right, like say Final Fantasy XIV, where during any given DLC, you have enough story content to play so that your character is close to endgame levels once you complete the main scenario questline, that would be another story, another conversation. But the fact of the matter is, Destiny 2 does not have enough story content to do that. So naturally, people will always gravitate towards the fastest, most efficient way to do things. Or, if not just the easiest way to do it. Which says more about the state of players leveling and their access to the endgame than it does any player utilizing an exploit. But hey, those are just my thoughts. Let me know yours in the comments below. Remember to like, but only if you did, subscribe for more, feel free to donate to my Patreon if you're feeling particularly generous. But above all else, stay frosty.